years, from what I read.
So all the rest of the people are still, the Big Ten's getting the money.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
That's a joke.
Yeah. And Sharon Moore is suspended for one game this year. My favorite part of this whole deal is the fact that Sharon Moore is suspended for 2 games next year. What if he's not even there? I've not heard anybody.
Then he'll be suspended for the season.
What if he's not even there next year? How does the NCAA know? Anyway, and then Coach Harbaugh, who never spoke with any investigators, just kind of blew off the questions from over the weekend. Why wouldn't you? I mean, you've got your ring. You're going to get your statue. I just really hope people put sunglasses around the base of the statue in honor of Connor Stallions. Anyway, so there's that. And Ross Dellinger summed it up this way earlier today on Fox Sports Radio.
And I think this idea was just an idea and is just an idea, right? It was, somebody kind of described it to me. I thought it was pretty accurate. Back of the napkin stuff. Like this, it really is. Like this is very, very preliminary. So this was we're a week ago. So last Monday, I think, or last Tuesday, the Big Ten had a meeting with its athletic administrators and kind of just sort of presented this. Hey, what do you think? And everybody sort of gave it the thumbs up, right? And then they sent it to the SEC early last week, and there was a preliminary, the first call between Big Ten Commissioner Tony Petitti and SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey Friday about it. And it was just sort of a going through it. What do we think of this? I think the Big Ten is sort of like trying to get a feel for where the SEC is. And there's really been no answer there from the SEC. But this week, there could be some kind of answer. The SEC athletic directors meet for a regularly scheduled meeting this week. And so I'm guessing it will come up. But Dan, this is so preliminary. Like it's when I heard about it Thursday, I decided that I wouldn't write about it because it was so preliminary. ESPN did write about it on Saturday, which forced all of us to write about it. But I went to somebody who was very involved in the process about like, hey, I'm writing something. They're like, there's nothing to write. This is a non-story. It's just starting. We haven't even gotten to the first step of it. And they are right. I mean, this is very preliminary. So I think we're still a ways away. But Dan, I think we always knew when college football went from 2 to 4, and certainly when it went from 4 to 12, we knew this was inevitably it was going to go to at least 16. And so I think that's still where the focus is trying to get this thing to 16. But there's a deadline, December 1, where they have to make a decision on next year's playoff. Obviously, this year's is 12, and that's all set. We're trying to decide on next year, and then the next 5 years, right? The new kind of 6-year extension that starts next year. So they have till December 1. I have a feeling next year's playoff will be where it is this year. It certainly will not be 24 or 28 teams, right? This is not happening within a year.
So Ross, of the opinion that I started to gather myself down at the spring meetings, talking with a handful of ADs, and most notably John Cohen, who's been very candid with us here over our airwaves here on the drive. If the Big Ten is stirring this up just to reel it back to get their initial 4-4-3-2 whatever code, then that ain't going to happen either. We're going to stick at 12 here for a minute.
Oh, there's no question. I think, and it's going to be
and then it'll be 64, and Coach Leach will be happy.
So I want to go a little deeper in this Michigan thing, because I don't think it's what you said is. There's a lot to this. Okay, hang
on, I'll bring up the release.
I can read it right here. Michigan faces 4 years of probation.
That's right.
And financial penalties that include a $50,000 fine plus 10%.
That's right.
Of the football program's budget, which was $72 million. So that's
it's roughly around $30 million total,
according to the equity. Michigan was also fined. Its postseason competitive competition revenue following the 25 and 26 seasons.
Correct.
As well as a fine equivalent to 10% of the cost of scholarships given at the end of the 25-26 school year. Michigan recruiting also took a hit with a 25% reduction in football official visits during this season.
That's not nothing.
Well, that's huge.
Yeah.
And a 14-week prohibition on recruiting communications in the football program during the probation period. In other words, they can't talk to recruits.
Yeah. Yeah.
Harbaugh has been given a 10-year show call.
But what I have not heard utter is bowl ban, not able to participate in playoffs.
No, they're going to let them play. They're just not going to get any of the money. And this fine is more than $30 million.
Well, that is the speculative total is around $30 million.
That's huge. Denard Robinson, wasn't he a quarterback there?
Yeah, he was. In fact, he was the quarterback when we were down in Dallas.
That's what I thought.
Way back in the day.
What was he doing? He has a 3-year show cause. Here's where it gets,
3-year show cause restricting him from all athletic-related activities during the show cause period.
The NCAA wrote that Stallions, Harbaugh, Moore, and Robinson, the program's former director of player personnel, throughout the investigation, failed to cooperate appropriately. Stallions seemed the most defiant. This is great. So,
yeah, you know where his evidence is?
It's in the bottom of a lake. He threw everything away.
Yeah.
He threw his phone, all the film he had.
Broken into a million pieces at the bottom of a pond.
Yeah, so Harbaugh knew this was coming, obviously. That's why he left.
Yeah. This is Pete Carroll 2.0.
Yeah, so this is in other words, they're as guilty as any team I've ever seen.
But they can still wave the flag. They can still
to me there'll be an asterisk on that for the rest of their life. This is horrible, all the things that went on.
Well, everybody's doing
because they totally doing it.
Everybody's doing it. I heard that plenty over everybody does it.
Nobody does that.
Everybody does it.
This is bad.
Yeah.
I had no idea. Stallion said his film was also at the bottom of the pond. Why are you going to throw it at the bottom of the pond and then tell anybody?
Actually, the best summary of the whole deal came from SEC Shorts.
Okay, Blake and Jenna, I believe you guys are assigned to the, Ohio State-Penn State game. So you'll sit up on opposite sides of the field, filming each team's sideline, stealing their signals from when Michigan plays them later in the year. You guys got your tickets?
Got my cash ready so that I can buy a ticket off a scalper outside the stadium so that it's an untraceable transaction.
Those tickets cost hundreds of dollars, and we need the Sky Miles. So go ahead and book it with this Michigan-branded Amex card with my legal birth name on it. Don't forget to go through the team's official ticketing website and make sure that receipt goes to Video Espionage Department at umich.edu.
That's a fact.
In case we get on.
And you still want those tickets to be in full view of the stadium surveillance cameras, right?
Of course. You guys got your cameras, right?
I thought we could try this. A 4K pinhole camera burrowed into the Ohio State logo on this hat.
I can already tell there's not a servo zoom lens on that thing, so let's just keep using the regular camera we always use. Let's not reinvent the wheel here, people. Oh, and what's with the clothes, guys?
We thought it would be better to wear the other team's colors so that we blend in with the people we're sitting with.
Why don't we leave the thinking to the man with football signal stealer listed on his public-facing LinkedIn page and keep wearing the official department t-shirts? Okay, we've built a brand here, people, and I expect you to respect it.
How do we get reimbursed for the expenses of this trip?
Same way we always do. I'll send you a public Venmo transaction from my personal account to your personal account with the description reimbursement for trip to steal signals, followed by the football and little spy detective emoji.
So what game are you going to?
You both know I'm on the sideline for every Michigan game, standing next to the coordinator, depending on who has the ball, holding this giant laminated sheet featuring the stolen signals on it in full view of the national TV broadcast and sideline cameras.
Got it.
Any other questions?
Nope. Let's do this.
Okay, off you go. Got a question?
Yeah. What happens if we get busted by the NCAA?
Anyway, that is by far the best summation of exactly what and those are all facts of Connor Stalions.
That's crazy. But
let's wave the flag. Let's salute the Michigan Wolverines for their football championship in 23. Well deserved. Well deserved. They earned it on the, well, you remember it was one of the things Charlie Baker said when he first took over is that they earned it on the field.
Yeah, right there. Yeah.
And
that's kind of true.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Everybody does it. Got some audio from Hugh Freeze talking about Cam Newton. Speaking of Lily White, for you Auburn fans, as well as Kalen DeBoer. And I do have some audio as well from Mike Norvell and Dave Aranda as they are prepping up for their week 1 games as well. It is game week, by the way. Our high school streaming network will be front and center on Friday, all getting you prepped up for the Woody Anderson Ford Friday night scoreboard show powered by Lake Gunnersville Ace Hardware.
We are stuffed, stacked, and double packed for Friday night.
And there's something else that Scott said this morning. He said assisted by the Huntsville Sports Commission. So we're going to bring in the Huntsville Sports Commission back into the fold for the scoreboard show.
It's a party every Friday night.
Yes, it is. There is a
standing room only.
There's a lot of road games this Friday.
The ticket gets you the entire seat, but you only need the edge.
And I'll be over at Mars Hill for the very first time as they will hoist the flag and get ready to celebrate their championship. They're over at Mars Hill, so looking forward to that. 256-576-4977 is the telephone number. I've also got some audio from Dabo Sweeney, who, if you're hearing Dabo more and more, boy, he really likes his team gearing up here for LSU to start.
So how many years in a row would it be if LSU loses? 6?
The last win was in 2019. So
that'd be 6.
Yep. Now, how many years is this for Dabo at Clemson was what I was pondering in my head. And
a lot.
Because he mentioned his journey and his 18 months of not being a coach and going into selling insurance. He started in 2008, halfway through the year. Of course, that was the famous press conference that happened after game 1 when Clemson was the big favorite over Alabama. And Nick Saban proceeds to say, we have a tendency to think about this around here rather than kicking people's,
Yeah, 100%.
Anyway, all that and more coming up on the other side. Your phone calls are certainly welcome. It is the Monday edition of The Drive. We will be right back.
You're listening to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
It's the Ford Summer Sales Event at Woody Anderson Ford. Hey folks, Bobby White back again, and I'm here to tell you now is the time to get the Ford you've been thinking about. From 0 down leases to 0% financing, we've got it going on this summer. Woody Anderson Ford has financing as low as 0% for 48 months, plus 0 down payment, plus 0 payments for 90 days, plus 2-year, 25,000-mile complimentary maintenance. You can choose a 2025 Escape, F-150, Explorer, or a Mustang. Or how about 0 down lease, $499 a month for a 2025 Explorer, F-150, or Bronco, and just $399 a month for Bronco Sport, Mustang, and Escape. Again, these are 0 down with complimentary maintenance too. This is a 36-month lease with 0 down, 0 security deposit, just tax, tag, title, and your good credit. These offers end 9/2/25. It's our Woody Anderson Ford Summer Sales Event, so hurry on down. I'm Bobby White, and I hope to see you soon.
By now, you know about Eagle Masonry and Insulation, and maybe you know that Eagle also does landscaping and dirt work. But how about after paint work? Shower doors, shelving, and mirrors, all taken care of by Eagle, the same Eagle that takes care of all your masonry, insulation, and landscaping needs. Eagle brings the same level of expertise to all these disciplines, and they're ready to provide you with a free quote. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
It's an amazing time in our industry. Things are changing so rapidly. With digital signatures and workflow software, we help our customers work from anywhere. This helps you save time and money and upgrade your technology. Like I said, it's an amazing time to watch our customers grow and succeed.
Just ask anyone. The Lyle Secret.
This is Steve Moulton for Tellini's Italiano. Tellini's Italiano is located right in front of the Walmart, right off of University, behind the McDonald's. More or less catty corner from Topgolf. It's one of my favorite places to go to, and if you go there, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, you need to try the baked spaghetti, add a meatball. Also try the baked ziti with meat sauce, add sausage. You'll thank me. Save room for some pizzas and paninis as well. And don't forget about dessert as well. The best cheesecake I have had here in North Alabama is at Tellini's Italiano. Find out for yourself today. That's Tellini's Italiano, right off of University Drive in front of the Walmart. Located online at Tellinis.com. That's TELLINIS.com. Let's get some Tellini's tonight.
You'll love the expanded wine selection at Liquor Express. From special occasion to everyday table wines, they've got what you need. Meet your friends at the largest tap wall in Alabama with 105 rotating selections. Then take home a growler full of your favorite or choose from our 1,000 canned or bottled beers. Need help stocking your bar or planning your party? Liquor Express has a knowledgeable, professional in-house staff that can assist you with anything from your bar to the planning of your special event. Visit liquorexpress.net for tasting specials, giveaways, and classes.
was for me to watch him play.
He was great. Yeah. Well, what was fun for me is the fact that how much better he got from one game to the end of the.
I don't know the answer to that question. I would assume so.
Huh.
Retired
numbers at
Auburn. Pat Sullivan, Bo Jackson, Terry Beasley, and now Cam Newton. Number 7, number 34, number 88, and now number 2. There is.
So look on the roster and see if they retired the jersey and nobody can wear it.
Let's see if anybody is wearing the number 2 jersey here this year for the Auburn Tigers. And no, nobody's wearing the number 2. Number 1 is Champ Anthony, and number 3 is Perry Thompson. So no one is wearing number 2.
And Terry Beasley's 88, right?
88.
So his no 88 on the team?
No 88. No 34.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that is a retired number.
It's really a retired number. I mean, you'd run out of numbers some places. I don't know.
I mean, the Yankees, how many numbers do the Yankees have retired? Feels like.
Well, I know how many are retired in Tuscaloosa.
0?
0. They wouldn't have any numbers left. You think about that.
Yeah, there are certain numbers that when I think of.
I mean, is there. My question would be: is there anybody from Auburn in the College Football Hall of Fame that doesn't have their jersey retired?
Hang on. I don't know the answer to that question. You've got Bo Jackson, Pat Sullivan, Terry Beasley.
And listen, all those guys deserve to have their.
Greg Carr.
54 is retired there?
Well, no, these are
the College Football Hall of Fame people.
College Football Hall of Fame. He does not have his jersey number retired. Cam Newton. Tucker Fredrickson.
Was a great football player.
Walter Gilbert, Zeke Smith, Carlos Rogers. Now
he was a player, but I'm gonna tell you that Tucker Fredrickson, I believe, was a number 1 pick. Played for the Jets. I'm pretty sure.
This is mid '80s. I want to say, is that right?
No,
or
Tucker Fredrickson played in the '60s.
Oh, did he really?
Or
who am I thinking of?
Or before that, maybe even. I'll tell you.
My high school retired my band uniform.
Yeah.
When you left?
Yes.
It was so dirty.
Yeah, they wouldn't put it in the laundry.
I got a technical foul once as a junior playing high school basketball for kicking a basketball. So, coach didn't like that too much. So I had that going for me. So I've been critical of officials for a long time.
Had to hang up the old ruffled shirt.
Yeah, so the New York Giants selected, I said the Jets, this is the Giants, selected Fredrickson first overall in the 1965 NFL draft.
Wow.
He was a great player, yeah.
There was a Dolphin player that I'm confusing.
I think my dad was really good friends with Tucker Fredrickson. Remember him talk about him all the time.
There's a guy that ran a touchdown back in a Super Bowl for the Dolphins. I thought his first name was Tucker. That's where my mind went. Anyway, a little bit more on Baylor, Auburn fans, as you get set for your Friday night showdown a week from this Friday in Waco.
Unbelievable.
I
mean, how we're upon it.
Mm.
It always goes so fast after media days.
It does. It does. Here's Hugh.
Give me the intel on their additions. They have a lot of returning, and they finished their season really strong, and most have them picked to do well in their conference, if not play for the championship in it. So, plus the additions. And so we've done our research on what the additions are. You're not quite sure exactly how they fit into their depth chart right now with the number of returners that they have, but I'm certain it added value to them in some ways. So, but really, we're not going to change a whole lot offensively from what we've done in the past, and I doubt Dave's going to change a whole lot of what has been really good to him, and he knows what he's doing on the defensive side, and their OC's been around a long time, and he may have a wrinkle here or a wrinkle there, but most of us are going to do what we do, and then we'll have to figure out if you get in the game and you're like, oh gosh, these two guys here, they're war daddies, and we're having a problem, then you've got to make adjustments. But I don't know that you start doing that right now until you kind of plan for who you think they are schematically.
I had not heard someone use the word war daddies like that before, but yeah, that was my biggest takeaway of what I just heard there from you. Dave Aranda also spoke to the media as well, and he is getting ready for them Auburn Tigers to fly in as well.
Yeah, we'll really start the week of Auburn. I think there'll be things, though, that we're working on right now that will kind of lend to an easier game week, in terms of like, hey, this is how we look at unbalanced. This is how we look at empty. This is how we look at Wildcat. And those things will play out in that game. But, yeah, we're getting close. I think, just moving it to morning practices, having a little bit more time as coaches to talk and to work through things, because we have afternoon walkthroughs a little bit better. The schedule now we have is we're racing from thing to thing.
So if there's one thing that stood out to me from Coach Aranda, he really likes his defensive line.
Yeah, we have the most just playmakers, and so we've got guys that can win one-on-ones, and so it's nice to be able to have that. I think we can put 5 guys up on line and feel confident that we can win one of those 5 of those one-on-ones, and so that in the past has been something we've had to, maybe we got stunt, maybe we got blitz. We can rush a little bit more, give the guy a single rush or a single block. We can rush that.
I mean,
yeah,
he's at least talking a good. It at least raised my eyebrows to go, okay, all right. He really likes his defensive line. And this is a defensive guy that certainly knows his stuff in Dave Aranda. So
no, he's one of the best defensive minds in the game.
I know I was painting with a fairly broad brush there, but I mean, for those that don't know, knows what he's doing. And for him to say that.
See, that's what I think is the difference this year, and when you go watch Alabama, they got 2 or 3 defensive linemen that are ready. I mean, that are be draft picks. You need 7, right? Now the other guys might be later, but they're not ready to play yet.
Mm-hmm.
So Auburn, I don't know how many they have. I know they have one really good player on defense.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about who could be the number 1 pick.
Yes, he could.
Good. But when you got 4 guys, one of those guys is going to get to the quarterback. He says he got 5 they line up there. That makes a huge difference. And that's what Georgia's problem. I mean, you look at when Georgia was so good. You look when Alabama was so good. All those guys a lot of them were number 1 picks. And I'm not sure where the number 1 picks are this year, but they're spread out. There's no doubt about that. There's not one team with 8 players like there has been in the past. And that's why the injuries become such a big deal. And we haven't even talked about Alabama's big injury.
No,
which is Dan Miller.
How big of a deal is
That's
it?
a big deal because he is far and above better than anybody else they have.
Because they did this. I'm sure you've seen on social media the side-by-side picture of what Jam looked like this time a year ago, Jam today.
But this way he runs, and you watch him, the way he cuts. He has great vision. He made some great plays last year. So, and the experience that he has helps the other kids as well. They got some talent there. There's young talent, and so it's just. I think this year is as wide open as I've ever seen it. We'll see how it nails down to it, but we'll, it's just going to be interesting to me. There's so many unknowns with every team. Used to be there, you pick whoever had the most returning starters if they were any good.
Over 3,500 kids went into the portal.
If you have a losing season and you got everybody coming back, that's not necessarily good.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be that, because they got another year, but you don't actually know that. So it's just, and now all these people transferring. And then there's, we saw what happened at Florida State last year. When does that happen? Before, right?
Yeah.
Team goes undefeated in the regular season. Next year wins 2 games or 3 games.
It was 2.
And just pathetic. They were pathetic.
Yeah.
And so I don't know what we're going to get now with all the transfers and the locker room changes and coaching changes. And it's more than it's going to be interesting. I cannot wait for the week from Friday.
On the subject of injuries, Coach Mike Norvell had this update on Squirrel White for the Seminoles.
There'll be a couple that'll probably be game week, thought process. Squirrel had something that came up, so we're feeling very confident that he will be available, but he'll probably be limited here this next week. Kevin Wynn will be. He's one that we'll see exactly where things go with that, but that could be one that could stretch a little bit. Have something happen here this last week, but we'll kind of see as it goes. I like where we're heading with our team from a health standpoint, and we'll be able to get a couple guys back today. I think we're planned to get a few more guys back to full participation.
Coach Norvell was also asked about Alabama starting quarterback Ty Simpson, and evidently he is very familiar with Coach Simpson as well, who had a previous stop there in the state of Tennessee, as did Coach Norvell when he was at Memphis.
Yeah, I mean, he's played a little bit, but I mean, you always take a look at in any previous experience on the field, and as a high school quarterback, you'll take a glimpse of that. But I mean, he's been in their program for a good while. He's developed. I mean, he is you got a lot of respect for Ty. When I was at Memphis, obviously his dad was coach, up at UT Martin, a great coach. He's a football family. I mean, he's a really good football player, and he's kind of waited his time and for the opportunity. And so I've got a good sense of how talented he was coming out, and I know they're really pleased with the way that he's developed.
That is Mike Norvell, the Florida State head man in charge. Kalen DeBoer also spoke to the media following Alabama's second scrimmage and called that a very important day moving forward for this football team this year.
Yeah, we actually made a big point of that. Just that today was a really important day to get some more film out there for us to evaluate. For there's guys that are still competing, and that's the way it always be. The games will be evaluating as well, and there's some competitions that are very close. And there's some guys that you're trying to work different combinations, the what ifs down the road. But yeah, today was a big. It was a big part of us understanding what we got, individually and collectively.
The question of injuries was also brought up.
Yeah, Jaden Roberts, what's his availability right now? And are you anticipating him being ready for week 1?
Yeah, I forgot to mention that right off the bat. 2 guys that didn't scrimmage today, Jaden and James, same as last week. James is actually starting with him. James has been working through and building up. Feel good about the progress he's had in the week of practice, and with it being live, needed to hold back there, but he's getting closer by the day. Jaden has a concussion. Just tell you what it is, and he's going through the protocol of that, and so hasn't done anything from a team standpoint. Starting to work back into that protocol, which included being out there today, but not participating in the scrimmage.
I'm assuming he means Jam, but
I think he's talking about
Smith?
Smith.
James Smith.
So I
James
mentioned
Smith.
that he didn't practice the other day.
Yeah,
and he's a player now. James
Yeah.
Smith could be their best
My
inside
mistake.
guy.
Yeah.
Along with the guy we interviewed in '96. Anyway, I wish I had my
You didn't bring one.
Yeah, no, because they didn't give us one. Yeah.
They did that on purpose.
Yeah. No, I didn't go to the scrimmage. I went to the practice. Anyway, so the problem with 77
Swamp Monster
is that was his 3rd concussion.
That's
so
not good.
And when you get your 3rd concussion, the athletic department doesn't have any say in when they come back. It becomes a school issue. The University of Alabama then takes over, and they have to go to all the concussion protocols according to the school, which is a bigger protocol than you would normally have because it's his 3rd concussion. And so they do that to protect the player and the athletic department and the university. And I think it's smart, really. So I don't think he'll be available for the first game. That being said, the offensive line, the way they were playing in practice, was the biggest surprise. Now, it could be because the practice I went to, James Smith wasn't playing. Some of their better players weren't playing on the defensive line, and it was near the end of camp. And if you have a group where there aren't a lot of participation, that means you have to go that much more. It can wear on you.
Well,
Big
keep
time.
in mind that the scrimmage, they moved it to a later start time rather than Mr. Morning Man there for Coach DeBoer to simulate more of Tallahassee conditions that they are going to see.
Yeah, 100%. We actually had it originally scheduled earlier, moved it back just to get a little more heat, and it's good for us. We even conditioned at the end, did some extra work, and so just trying to get ready in every way possible.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys.
That's how the press conference ended.
Yeah, so get a little bit more heat. It's going to be hot at Florida State, 100%.
Let's go ahead and take our final timeout. Final call for phone calls on the other side. Monday edition of The Drive.
You're listening to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Tom Luganville here for my friends at Woody Anderson Ford. Bobby White and his team take great pride in their service department, and you can see it the moment you walk into those beautiful new service lanes. And just like a championship team, they all work together to make sure your experience is second to none, whether you drive a Ford or not. Also, check out the gold-certified pre-owned inventory at Woody Anderson Ford for great deals every day. Stop by and see them at Jordan and Sparkman or at Woody Anderson of Madison on Hughes Road, or visit WoodyAndersonFord.com.
Since 1983, Berkshire Hathaway Rise Real Estate's Ann Adams has been your local go-to real estate expert in the area. As a buyer, you can trust Ann's in-depth knowledge of the local housing market to narrow available properties down to those you'll be interested in, saving you time when shopping for a new home. When you're ready to sell, Ann's expert negotiation skills will ensure you get a fair price and hassle-free experience. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2625 or email annadamsrise@gmail.com. Eagle Masonry and Installation. It's right there in the name. Eagle is your one-stop shop for block, stone, or brickwork, monument signs, and outdoor kitchens and fireplaces. Eagle also offers the finest craftsmanship and insulation, including fiberglass or spray foam insulation, and of course, insulation removal. Philip Love and his team have years of experience, bringing the region the best in masonry and insulation services. For more information and a quote, visit insulatewitheagle.com or call 256-755-1556. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
I'm here with Stan McDonald of Jacob Title. Stan, I've heard that every real estate closing at Jacob Title is a very big deal. Why is that?
Wes, I'm reminded of a very impactful statement that I heard from Coach Gene Stallings years ago when he talked about big games and little games. He said he didn't like that comparison. He says, because try losing one of those little games. And if you ever do, it ends up being the biggest game all year long. Well, it's the same thing with real estate closings. Every game, every closing is a very big deal at Jacob Title. Because when it's your closing and your contract on the line, it's a very big deal, and we understand that at Jacob Title.
So it sounds like whether your client is a first-time residential buyer or a multi-million-dollar investor, they can expect your A game.
That's exactly right. As a matter of fact, when you bring your real estate closing to us at Jacob Title, we understand it's all about trust and confidence. And when Stan McDonald tells you that a chicken dips snuff, you can look under his wing for the box.
And like Beebs likes to say, there's no doubt about it.
Situated downtown on Clinton Avenue, you'll find the Church Street family's take on delicious seafood and more. Sea Salt. At Sea Salt, the food speaks for itself. Fresh oysters, shrimp and lobster, and non-seafood fare. Plus a large selection of wines, regional and local beers on tap, and a full bar. Catch the downtown vibe with Sea Salt's unique outdoor city street and patio seating with a view of Jesse Andrews' mural, bringing an underwater world to life. No reservations necessary. Sea Salt, 114 Clinton Avenue.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed cracks in your drywall, chimney, or exterior walls? I hope not, because if you have, they could be indications that you've got a much bigger problem with your foundation. That's where AFS comes in, a groundworks company. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to stabilize your foundation. Schedule your free inspection at afsrepair.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Your Fox 54 weather brought to you by Tellini's Italiano.
I'm Fox 54 meteorologist Emily Owen. A clear and quiet night expected for this Monday night across the Tennessee Valley. Low temperatures falling into the low 70s for the overnight. Heading into Tuesday, high temperatures warm into the upper 90s. Once again, expect to see mostly sunshine. A few isolated showers will be possible.
Your Fox 54 weather only on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Listen to the Woody Anderson Ford Scoreboard Show, powered by Lake Gunnersville Ace Hardware. Each Friday night with Scott Tyson on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Braves and White Sox coming up here tonight. And then don't forget on Wednesday we'll be over at Baumhauer's Victory Grill walking you up to Hey Coach. I don't think it's a Kalen DeBoer week. I think that begins next week.
You never know what's going to happen.
I think.
Nice to hear the chief fry cook there last week.
Yeah,
Bob Baumhauer himself.
That's right. Yeah, he was on Hey Coach. So always good to hear Bob Baumhauer. Maybe we'll try to get him on Wednesday of this week.
Good call.
Final call for phone calls at 256-576-4977.
Bumped into Josh Carey here earlier before we started. They're on the road to Birmingham this week to take on the Barons.
Nice.
And, their season is sneaking up on the end of that, too.
It is.
Just a few weeks into September, they'll be done.
So baseball beginning to wind down and head into postseason play. We are your home for the World Series, courtesy of our fine folks at the four-letter network of ESPN.
Worldwide leader.
Yes, indeed. Now, Coach DeBoer did have this to say about Alabama defensively over the weekend.
I thought the defense today in the secondary did a really good job of making sure that they were getting the guys on the ground. I think we still didn't get the picks we're trying to get, in force. But I know that we're getting close, and we had a couple, this week. You can see the momentum building for those guys. It's hard to single any one guy out. I thought there was a number of guys that did a nice job. So the guys you'd expect are really the guys that are producing.
Keep hearing about this defense. I mean,
so if James Smith and those guys are hurt and they don't play, they're going to have to play. It's going to be hot. They're playing at 3:30 on the Gulf Coast.
No,
pretty much, and it's going to be hotter than Hades down there, just like it is in
Tuscaloosa,
Mexico,
right?
Yes, I don't think so.
I was just checking.
Yeah. It's actually the Gulf of America now, I think.
The Gulf of America.
Yeah.
Gulf of America.
Yeah. We're in America, right?
Yeah. Talk Radio, WZZN is HD.2.
Anyway.
Bill O'Reilly at the top of the hour.
So I just, the defensive line to me is the concerning thing about Alabama this year. The depth of the defensive line. They have some good players. Can they put it together? We'll see. Down at Auburn, they're talking about the defense is kicking the offense's tails.
Mm-hmm.
And we know what Coach Dye used to say.
Oh, yeah.
The best year he ever had, they didn't get a first down in camp. And so that's a good sign to me for Auburn. It's worrisome to a lot of people, but, the defense knows what the offense is going to do in usually in camp. But we'll see. Interesting.
Coach Freeze did also have this to say about his wide receiver room.
Omar had a big explosive catch for a touchdown, which was nice to see. Damari had 2 explosive runs, had a really tough, hard-nosed run that scored a touchdown. Cam had a explosive long pass, as did Horatio. That's the ones that jump out. But Omar and then Cobb had 2 really big explosive runs today. So
that's a little bit of Hugh Freeze. He likes his wide receiver room. Why wouldn't you?
I predict you won't. I mean, that last week when the Hayes in the barn, you can see the coaches all tightening up.
Mm-hmm.
Have you done everything?
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot you can do about what you got.
No.
Ain't nothing left to do but play the game.
That's right. And it was with the players' level of excitement grows and grows and grows, and that's the fun part of being a player. I hate to be a coach. Have to worry about, because they Hayes in the barn, they can't do anything.
That'll wrap us up for a Monday. Talk to you tomorrow.
It's the Ford Summer Sales Event at Woody Anderson Ford. Hey folks, Bobby White back again, and I'm here to tell you now is the time to get the Ford you've been thinking about. From 0 down leases to 0% financing, we've got it going.